Hey, this is Dr. Jason Dean with Revolution Health, as well as owner and doctor at Palmer Natural Health. And I actually wanted to come to you with a little bit of education today from a healthcare standpoint. And it's fascinating. So one of my interests in health is parasites or parasitic activity. And so I'm actually reading research from 1962 research. Now, one of the things we've known for some time is grains. So the two major food things that really destroy a body are sugar and grains that cause disease, both from a nutritional standpoint, but also a spinal standpoint. You see over there, the spine in the wall from a chiropractic standpoint, is people struggle with those two things because they throw the nervous system completely off. But what's fascinating is, after a lot of research and showing that 90% of the world has parasites, where is this stuff coming from? Now, interesting. Back in the 60s and early, even before that, we knew that the soil was completely depleted of minerals, vitamins, etc., right? Basically the living organisms in our soil are going downhill because of pesticides, insecticides, fungicides, you name it. So this is what's going on. The grains today are not the grains of, say, in the biblical times. Very different things. Today, grains are completely destroyed, but what happens is, there's actually a cellophane wrapper, they call it bee's wings, that surrounds the wheat germ of, say, grains. When you have a deficient soil, that cellophane wrapper is destroyed and doesn't grow properly. That cellophane wrapper was the original insecticide, pesticide, fungicide, you name it. Now what happens is that cellophane wrapper called bee's wings is now gone or not fully formed. And you have weevils that are almost like a little beetle bug that jumps in and lays eggs in the grains. And now what happens is you have a parasitic filled grain. Now they harvest that, it goes into our food, people are eating it, you have parasites in your grains and you have eggs. So now once you eat the grain, those eggs go into your intestine, the eggs are hatched, you now have parasites all over your entire body. This is one of the reasons why 90% of the world now has parasitic issues, because the soil is completely deficient and that little cellophane wrapper will not properly grow to protect the actual plant, the grain itself. It's completely fascinating. So a little story about this was, years ago, we actually went to a place, I think it was Whole Foods at the time, and they actually have the bulk grains you can buy, and we used to eat some oatmeal. Now we actually did the organic steel cut oatmeal, and you'd fill a little plastic bag, you put the label on it with your number on it so they could do the UPC code. We bought it. Well, we put it in our cabinet. Now we kind of forgot about it was in the back, and what was fascinating was one day we were opening up the cabinet and we noticed kind of some bugs, like almost moths, flying out. And I didn't think anything of it, walked away. A little bit later, walked back in, maybe a couple days, weeks later, again, they're flying out. So I'm like, this is a problem, what's going on? My wife actually reached in, we took it out, and there was literally holes chewed through the plastic, and there were bugs, parasites, in the steel cut oatmeal bag. We're like, what is going on? How did this get into the house? We thought it was from the house into the bag. Well, then I did the research back from 1962, and we realized even the oatmeal had the parasites inside already, and they hatched, they chewed their way out of the actual bag and then were in the house. So it's completely amazing information. What's fascinating is we still think today that the grains are okay and, I can get away with a little bit. No, you can't get away with a little bit, because what happens is it's destroying your gut because it's going into your stomach, which from a chiropractic standpoint, now I'm dealing with the nervous system as well. So I have a spine over here, which has also taken the brunt of it. And now we have a completely sick generation of people, from adults to little kids, and they're completely overwhelmed by these grains. And on top of that, as Andrew's saying right now on the feed, is we have glyphosate on there, the Roundup, all of this different stuff. So what happens is we're now spraying the crap out of our grains, thinking that we're killing all the bugs, when in reality, if the soil is correct, The soil, nature, actually provides grains with its own protective mechanism. It's a little cellophane wrapper called bee's wings that grows around the wheat germ oil that actually naturally protects the grain from all the pests, all the bugs in the area. But the fact is, you're destroying the grain, you're destroying the soil. The parasites come in. No insecticide or pesticide is going to stop that from happening. And now, when you have a parasite in a body, guess what? You can't have a parasite in a body that's strong. So, if you're nutritionally sound, if your spine and your nervous system are doing well, guess what? You won't have a problem with parasites, because parasites only attack weak bodies. So if you're dealing with parasites or any type of immune challenge, you only have it because your immune system is weak. Your body is weak. That doesn't mean you're weak as a human being, as in mentally. It just means your body is not as sound and as healthy as it should be, and this is one of the major problems. So again, data from 1962 telling us way before any of this 2000, 2015, 2019 information is coming out. Everyone's talking about the latest science. In 1962, we knew that grains were being destroyed and parasites were part of the problem. So I just wanted to bring that to you today, because so many people ask, why am I sick? Why do I have parasites? This doesn't make sense. Why do I have bugs in my system? Why can't I eat the way I want to? Why can't I have oatmeal and grains and cereal? Why? Because the food has been destroyed and parasites are part of the problem. The parasites are inside the grains. You're eating the grains, and then you're having health problems. So if this can help somebody out there, please do me a favor, share this out to everybody. I want people to know about it, because honestly, as a practitioner, I get a lot of questions behind the scenes from people why they're not healthy. We try to help them out, but every single day in the office, I get people to come in, they have these exact health challenges and they don't know why they're feeling so terrible. And if you have parasites in your body from this, it's anxiety, it's depression, it's digestive issues, it's a whole myriad of issues that people are dealing with, and they don't know why. This is part of the problem. So share this out to everybody. It'll also go up to podcasts. It'll also go out to YouTube. Go and subscribe to those channels. Revolution Health, Dr. Jason Dean, here at Palmer Natural Health today, practicing helping people get healthy. You guys have an amazing day, and keep an eye on those grains, because they have parasites, and it's helping shut down your system and keep you and your family not as healthy as it could be. Have an amazing Wednesday afternoon. Take care of yourself. Be well.